Welcome back to part 2 of canning questions and answers. Let's dive right into this. Can I reuse my lids and my rings? Your rings, absolutely. You can use them until they just fall apart, okay? If they get a little rusty, it's not a big deal because this does not touch your food. It doesn't go inside the can. Your lids, however, I had somebody question this on another one of my videos. These specific are a one-time use only according to the USDA. If you use them more than that, you are in rebel canning, okay? Now, I've got 2 used ones here, and I have a new one, just for demonstration purposes only. You can see that this one has begun to rust. You do not want this touching your food, okay? Because it's not clean, it's not sanitary, all right? Other things that you have to worry about with some of these, I don't know which one it is. Anyways, the rubber will become torn or become worn, and that is what is giving you your seal. So if that's messed up, you're not going to get a good seal. All right, brand new lids, are very clean all the way around. It is uniformed, and there is no rust, there's no dents, no dings, no scratches, nothing. It's perfect. All right, this is somebody questioned me on, well, how is it specific? Because I mentioned they become specific to specific jars. What I meant by that is when you pressure a can for the first time, or a water bath can, what is happening is this ring softens up. It's just rubber. And it forms perfectly to the jar that you're using. It doesn't matter how many jars you have. They are not 100% identical. There are little tiny inconsistencies. There might be a little chip in this one. There might be a little extra glass on this one. It might be off by just a hair on, maybe it's a little longer than the another one as far as the opening goes, right? So they're not 100% identical. So when this lid seals, it is sealed specifically to that jar. So what the USDA wants you to do is when you remove this and you're done with it, throw it away. Now, during the pandemic, these things were literally impossible to get a hold of. So I started reusing them, and I have personally found I can get 2 good solid uses out of sealing them. After that, if they're used, which I write on permanent marker so I know which ones are used or not, then I can just use it for dry goods around the house. Or if I have leftovers, if I only used a little bit of the jar, I'll just put it back on there and stick it in my fridge, and I've got leftovers for tomorrow. But I will not use it past 2 times for a seal. There is a company called Tattler, Tattler, I believe, and they make reusable lids. How they work exactly, I can't tell you because I haven't bought them. They are a bit pricey, but it all comes like disassembled. Your seal, the actual rubber seal, is separate from the lid itself, and then the lid is separate from the ring, and then it's a little bit complex, and I have seen other TikTokers actually use them, and one of the things is the learning curve on how to get them to seal correctly. They are, like I said, a little bit pricey, so I haven't quite delved into getting any of those just yet. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit more renewable, Tattler is the way to go. Just be cautious when you're doing it for the first time because there is a high failure rate of seals. Read the instructions very carefully, and you should be okay. Which is better to use, a gauge or a weight? So on my Presto 23 quart, it came with a 10-pound weight. Now Presto does things a little differently than the All-Americans, okay? Presto gives you 1 to choose from. They do have a 5 and a 15-pounder that you can buy separately, but when you first get the canner, it only comes with a 10-pound. So your weights are going to be more accurate, and they don't need to be replaced. I would suggest replacing this, or at least testing it every couple of months, okay? Testing every couple of months, replace when needed. If you don't have a tester, replace it every 6 months. Testers are easy to get. PSI testers, you can get them from Lowe's, Walmart, Menards. Some automotive stores have them as well. It is very good idea to keep up with that maintenance on these and make sure that they're reading correctly, because if they don't, it can really destroy all your hard work, and you don't want that to happen. So with the All-American, it is 1 weight, but it has different weights on the piece itself. So you can flip it to a 10, flip it to a 5, flip it to a 20, or 5, 10, or 15, excuse me. And it'll rattle when it hits that certain thing. I have to rely on this, unfortunately, because all I have is my 10, and I'm a 15 where I am here. So until I can get the 15, that's what I'm stuck with. But ideally, you want to rely more on the weight than you do this, and also keep up with the maintenance of it. That's it for the end of this video. In the next one, we're just going to discuss Instapots, alternative recipes, what elevation has to do with your canning, and a lot more. So stay tuned.